Welcome. I started the recording. We got another contender division match here today. Both of these players, well, you guys especially needing to get a win on the board to climb out ahead of his closest contenders in the division. Icarus currently only one match loss, wants to keep a win here in order to stay in contention with Frostfire. Eguy wanted to pick Spires, which is not just a great pick for Eguy, but also one that Icarus has said he absolutely despises, and has even said in the past that he would forfeit immediately if Spires is picked against him.
Oh no.
So what do you make of that, Andy?
Maybe Icarus was expecting it. Hopefully he practiced it, but it totally checks out. This isn't really a map that I feel like Icarus would enjoy or be good at playing. But we'll see. We'll see. Definitely a very Eguy pick, trying to throw off his opponent with a map that's a very niche way of playing it.
6 minutes as well, so these guys are in it for the long haul.
Ready.
What would you say it really takes to succeed on this map?
This is a map where you'd have to time. It's all about the prep, to be honest with you. You have to time waste, and you have to be okay with leaving every last gym, which I feel like a lot of people are, so that's not really an issue. But always have a gyrocopter on you.
Yeah, you gotta make agree to the gyrocopter. Going to get a 1 point lead off of that, and maybe be able to get this last red. He's gonna go up here. Committing the blast, trying to get both of these yellows, but that's not gonna work out for him.
That one never works out. You always spin off the slope there.
I think
he's able to recover most of it, though.
Yeah, he did alright. Let's see who can get this one. This is kind of a big point stall. It's going to be Eguy who managed to pick up both yellows. Icarus is going to be left with nothing. Drops the ha-ha, so that's very important for
we're taunting already here. This is psychological warfare.
I think this could be a very heavy taunt series. Tons of yellows nearby here. Icarus is going to be able to grab those three. Eguy not able to get anything there. Using the super speed. Nicely done to recover.
So much yellows at once to go for. It's kind of hard to pick one there.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think Eguy plays this map a lot like you do, where you're kind of willing to just go for anything, including the ones with the super speeds, and that kind of can lead to a tendency to outplay yourself rather than losing to your opponent if you're not in good form that day.
Yeah, this map is punishing if you're not in your best form or you're not thinking about every decision you make. Oh yeah, see that will happen.
Oh yeah, you got completely flubs the path over here, and Icarus gonna get enough points with the slow and steady approach to basically tie up the game. It has a beautiful super jump line.
Wow,
so
yeah.
Get a lot of this.
Icky was well positioned and prepped for that one for sure.
Yeah, gonna get the final red here in good position to continue with the gyrocopter to pick up these points, but Icky gonna tie up that yellow and get a lot of reds, and he has been a victim to the gyrocopter hitbox.
Yep, that's one of the things about this map is the gyro is so important, but it's hard to get it sometimes, trying to get the blast there.
Yeah, gonna pick up the last red again, and this time it's probably gonna work out for him. Icarus not in a great position. Not gonna be able to stick the landing for the second yellow though, and Icarus is gonna be able to work his way over there.
These two are really good at running up the clock, and I feel like that's why I haven't really seen much offensive play going on. There's not a lot of routing for that center blast going on, or using it rather.
Yeah. The blast I really like to go for is the one under the gyrocopter in the middle of the map that is so frequently defaulted.
That bridge one is nice. Oh yeah, that's...
Oh, it falls. That's kind of important.
Oh, he didn't get the super jump.
And the next spawn is just going to come. We're going to have a dead yellow and a dead red. You guys are actually going to sack the subsequent spawn in order to secure those, so... Small
like it worked out okay for him.
Be a nice spawn for Eguy here. They're both coming in with the gyro. And not really sure what Icarus went to go for there.
Tried to get a cheeky little dead gem snag there.
That was so greedy on the expired for really no reason. And he needs to be very collected and consistent if he wants to contend with Eguy's raw mechanical prowess on this map.
You can see how hard that punishes you when you try to make decisions like that.
I don't think he's actually lagging, so I think he's just...
I was about to ask. He's just spamming, taunt spamming.
annoyed at having to play Spires against Eguy. And honestly, this could be a great opener for Eguy because it can really set the tone for the rest of the series if he gets Icarus tilted off the bat. He's not really been put in that position because he's swept almost all of the series outside of the one he lost.
And I feel like Eguy needs to start on a good note to have that mentality going into the rest of the games.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunately one of his things that will come back to bite him, but I feel like if he can start off good here, he'll keep his momentum for the rest of the games.
Yeah, when he has good form, he's really good. Like in the ladder finals, he was extremely, very good. Beat me
Nice
and
spawn
beat
for him.
Crossfire in one day.
Oh, yeah. Is he gonna try to go for the dead one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, going for the blast here, and that could be very effective. He blasts Icarus off, and he's not going to be able to recover, so there's the blast that you were looking for, and he delivers.
That was a good one. Really well played.
They're most punishing when both players are in that gyrocopter, or even better if you have a super ability to try to blast someone in a gyro.
Exactly. Gyro blasts are cool. If you can land one on this map, it will pretty much win you the entire spawn 90% of the time.
This game's looking pretty over. 20-point lead is just so much to claw back in 1 minute. It's going to really need a blue to be on the table here. And you guys showing me this line of size is slowing down. He's had a couple rough spawns.
He's still winning the spawns.
He's had a couple rough ones, but in 6 minutes that's how it happened. And he's going next.
How did he press that 2 button that fast? That was insane.
Well, you can actually hold it down and it'll just go now. I don't know if that was a recently introduced bug, but...
Yeah, you guys played this really well.
You got owned.
You got
good routing
coming out. You go for 3 expired reds up on the roof over here.
Whatever you can get. At this point in the game, it's like, well, you might as well just pick up what's left here.
Yeah.
You guys gonna do it? Oh, there's the blue.
Nice win. Especially in the yellow department, you can clearly see the advantage there for Eguy.
Yeah, Eguy, a big important part of this map is how you path for those yellows, because they're kind of spread out between each spawn, and there's like certain ways you have to path for them.
Yeah.
And Eguy knew what he was doing. Alright, we're going to hills, I'm assuming.
You can see Eguy picked up 24 helicopters compared to Icky's 16, so 50% increase there. And you know, me and Icky both had Eguy as our opponent this week, so I basically told him, look, one of us is getting Spires picked against us. You can either be ready for it or not. And maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but either way, the result's there, and Eguy delivered.
Yeah, I've been there where you're prepping for an opponent and you're trying to predict what they pick, and then they actually pick something and it feels like a no-brainer, but you never thought of it until you actually saw them pick it during your match.
Requisite going to be the pick from Icarus. I had no idea this was ever on the table.
Maybe he's been practicing it under the table.
Well, he does like this map, but I didn't really think it'd be in consideration against Eguy. I mean, maybe it is just a comfort one that he has available. I think Eguy has had good showings on this map before. So, very curious to see how they get on, especially with Hillsborough paying advantage for Eguy.
Imagine knowing Icky, he's going to slam that nuke over and over and over again.
Oh, definitely.
Eguy crashed.
Nope, the entire server.
Are we, we're going to hills, right?
Yeah, we're going to Hillsborough when it eventually comes back.
I'm in Hillsborough somehow. Okay, hi, you're in here too.
Yeah, I booted everyone. You can give me a host if you don't want to deal with it. Interesting look at the stats. You can see that Eguy was actually 16% closer to the average spawn, which is quite a lot. Like normally in an average match, I've been seeing anywhere from like 5 to 10% closer as kind of the standard. So 16% closer is quite a lot, and I think that really just speaks to how good his like default prepping was. He was more regularly in the middle of the map and ready to capitalize.
I really do feel like that most of that game was Icarus trying to play catch up and race like behind him, trying to get what was left of the spawn before Eguy already got it, because Eguy prepped for that spawn. Now we're going to Requisite, baby. I don't know how either of these two play this map, so this will be interesting to watch.
There's definitely a very key default in the super speed ramps in the middle where you can see it's gray tiles instead of fire or ice. There's a blast on either side that you can kind of default for, especially on the fire side, and you can see in the picture it's very accessible.
Yeah,
so
that seems to be where I hang out the most, is that super speed in the gray section right there.
It just gives you a lot of mobility your doggers are going to be raised, chill guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Wait, what is...
And you gotta get sole possession of the super speed. Yeah, my camera was a little messed up too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go into free camera mode. You guys got a good line here. Oh, shoot. Still able to get
a
onto
little
it.
bit. Still gets the chain of 5. He's actually gonna come back up here to Mega Icky, which may
Wasn't
or may
really
not be good.
Not enough, like, there wasn't, like, enough momentum for that Mega to land.
Yeah, there appears to be like a bugged player at the starting point, so it's gonna be hard to switch between them.
I'm just kind of following them. Oh, nice line from the guy there.
Nice by Eguy. He's gonna end up in the ice shark, but he does stay up there. So holding on to a narrow lead. They're gonna share the super speed, but Eguy able to get the blast over there, so he's gonna have that as Icky picks up the blast red. He's gonna use the bouncy floor. Did Eguy knock him away?
Oh,
They're
wow.
gonna share the blue in the end.
That's
Eguy
an easy
has
one,
Mega
though.
Marble, not gonna pop it here. And he picks up the Ultra Blast and the Super
He has to get the other blast, because he got it first.
Oh, nice!
Out.
Huge blast there from Eguy, knocking
Yeah,
Icky into the ice shark. I'm surprised we didn't get a taunt out of that one.
Probably too focused at this point.
Blast coming through from Icarus. Not gonna do a whole lot more than about 2 or 3 reds in his name, but at this point the margin is very tight.
It's kind of a nothing burger spawn.
Yeah, we have another
This
top
end.
section. Good line for Eguy, he pulls it all off, much better than
You
the
guys
first
are
time
very
around.
comfortable with that line setup, I can tell.
Yeah. Extends the lead down to 7 or 8 points.
Where's Icarus at? There he is.
He's finally arrived here, but lead has now extended up to 10, and Eguy going to get the preferred default. Icarus has much more free-flowing defaults than the average player, and sometimes it pays off, but sometimes not so much. That time he does recover to get the blue. That could have been
That edge hit was
disastrous.
a more optimal edge hit than what you would want from an involuntary edge
And
hit.
it's a nuke.
There goes the nuke. Very nice line set up right here. Who gets it first? Icarus, wow.
Well done to not bounce off of that ice.
Using the
And
blast.
He's closing this game up. He's staying cool. And he goes for the mind hit. Knocks the guy into the fireball. That's actually going to deny the Ultra Blast from him, but he does make the fireball work and land here. Would have been devastating for Icarus if there was a blue in this spawn. Fortunately for him, it's not going to be the case. And same is true for the most recent spawn.
There's a blue here, though, and Icarus is hot on it. There we go.
Yeah, just camp the right side of the map, unfortunately for Eguy. It's a nuke,
And
buys
Eguy
some time.
just evaporated.
You guys back over here, and this time Icarus has the Ultra Blast again. We're going back up here. Eguy makes it work again. He's just faster than Icarus to get into these, but once again, no blue. And the blues are coming elsewhere. Icarus is going to be able to slow down. Eguy somehow has a Mega Marble and a Gyrocopter. The blue is still here. Eguy going to be able to recover to get it.
Oh,
barely.
Eguy gets it.
Eguy gets it uncontested. Who's going to hit the mine? Neither
They were
player.
both trying so hard to curb each other that the blues stayed on there way longer than they probably should have.
Oh, great line by Eguy there to get the yellow, bounce back and get the rest of the spawn. This is very important. 10-point lead now with 40 seconds to go. Mines could play a role here to buy more time as well. Blast coming in from Icarus is going to knock Eguy away. Eguy spending his and maybe not the most ideal situation.
Not an effective blast. Yeah.
Eguy knows that the spawn takes a little while to clear, and with Icky giving that up, he is going to get the default priority, but he is not going to get any of the points, which is going to take time off the clock. And Eguy backing Icarus back around. He even went for the mine hit.
Oh my goodness.
But this is a lot of points. Eguy needs to get here sound something. He is going to. He has the Gyrocopter. If he gets this blue, it's
There's
done.
only 5 seconds left.
He's not going to get the blue.
Oh,
It's a 1-point game.
It's a
but
1-point
Eguy
lead.
gets it. Oh my god, that was almost disaster for Eguy.
Yeah, that blue for Icky was huge. That almost decided the game.
And Eguy now up 2-0 over Icarus.
Yeah. Eguy being able to do that line swipe on that slope at the end, was really important, and he just had to keep on getting some gems from each spawn. And it's enough to win, I guess, by 1 point. That was a crazy game.
Yeah, all of our matches today have been delivering for sure.
Yeah, very competitive. This is what I live for, yo.
Eguy on the precipice of what would be an incredible result here. I mean, Eguy only has a 1 win in the entire contender division, and Icky only has 1 loss. So we know that both players are very competitive with each other, but to actually make it happen would be something else as far as this tournament is concerned. We've seen a lot of close sweeps in contender.
And Eguy picks Parkour Peaks in hopes of securing his 3-0.
Thank God! Okay, I thought this was coming for me later this week. Okay, Eguy committing Parkour Peaks and Spires against Icarus to secure the win, though. That is very big. He sees the opportunity, and he's going to close the door the best he can.
Yep. I imagine Icarus is very similar to me, where I like the boomer classic maps where you just kind of speed around and do funny, crazy trick shots. But if it's a map that's really specific to play, like Spires or Parkour Peaks, like that is my weakness, you know? I imagine it'll be the same for Icarus, especially because he's claiming that he's never practiced.
Admitting defeat in turning already.
Yeah, that's not a good start for him.
He was saying in chat, couldn't have used this on the big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Eguy knows it's very important that he secures the win. This is surely the best map to secure that win with him already using basic mill.
This is definitely his territory for sure.
But this isn't going to leave a yellow here.
Favorable position for Eguy here. Oh, but Icarus managed to bring it back.
Yeah, Eguy may be a little bit greedy with the routing there. He is surely the better Parkour Peaks player, but he might not have the nerves to close this one out. That's where Icarus can see an advantage. But this is also a map that can lend itself to a bit of a luck to one player or another. One such example right here.
Maybe he wanted the height advantage.
Icarus taking a very long route to this one. You guys are going to beat him here.
It's very easy to route on this map like you're playing a single player match.
It is, but it plays so differently in single player than in multiplayer. Take it from me, I have the single player world record. I am not very good at this map in multiplayer.
Exactly, I think that's what comes to bite people the most, is you kind of route intricately for the gyms as if you were playing by yourself, but someone's already on the other gym.
Yeah, you gotta line up here, but it can't hold the position.
You guys
he is gonna get a nice wall hit over the top, but the entire spawn's already on Icarus. He's not even gonna drop down for this last yellow.
Yeah, he's going for the
closed up this game with
it. Smart.
He's tied the game, so he can't really afford to rest on his laurels here.
Yeah, Icarus has been in better position for just the
Big
last
lead.
2 spawns.
Big
Even
lead for Icarus
this
now.
one. See how he plays this spawn.
He just gotten so greedy with holding the last yellows for positioning. And when I've seen that on this map, he's picking up every yellow and just beating the opponents to spawn anyway with better traversal and mechanics. And maybe he's going to change his strategy here to do that. He's going to win this spawn too, and the next spawn is very good for Eguy.
Yeah, that's favorable, and he's on the more favorable side for this valley right here too.
Okay, so Eguy with huge momentum in the last 3 spawns to once again take the lead, but Icarus close enough to be a threat for sure.
Very swingy game right here.
And this could strand either player on the wrong side of the map. Fortunately for Eguy, he does do a good play to get over the top, but Icarus is going to take a 2-point lead. We are more than halfway through the game now. Great line by Eguy to get those.
Better line, yeah.
Let's see if he can super speed up here. Can't quite stick the landing. Icarus going to have a chance to come back around with the wall hit plus blast. They share that yellow. Nice super speed there from Icarus.
You guys gonna get that gem first?
Oh, who can get this nice yellow line? It's going to be Eguy that gets the beautiful rebound. Doesn't actually get the last yellow though, so Icarus should be able to get all 3 of these yellows now with the wall hit. Eguy wisely going to short circuit that
third one,
share
not
enough of
quite.
it. Super speed there by Eguy. Icarus making this very close.
Yeah, this is... Both of these players know what they're doing, even if he hasn't practiced this.
It respawns on top of Eguy, so he's going to be able to get a little bit of that. he's gonna leave it. So this is still only a 2-point
Icarus has a
game.
super speed. Oh, so does Eguy now.
Icarus up in the sky. Can he recover? It's gonna be Eguy with the rest of the yellows. Icarus shares that one.
We go for the slot. Yup, there we go. The super speed slope launch.
Okay, it's tie game. It's 100 apiece. This would be an incredible result for Icarus if he can somehow take this game.
Oh yeah, Eguy, you need that super speed. Okay, you guys gonna have the height
Barely
advantage
makes
this time.
that work. Gonna go for an expired here, but the next one right next to Icarus, and he's
Right
gonna
on
tie
top
this
of
game
him.
if he gets all of it, which he will. It is
He's gonna
shared.
share
The last one with Eguy, but Icarus on his way to the rest of this squad.
Eguy needs to get that last gem. Oh, this is not.
He gets it.
Icarus misses.
It's gonna be
It's
tied.
gonna tie. It's a
Tied. It's all about who gets this last gem. Eguy, can you? It's gonna be Icarus. Icarus works his way up and
What a-
wins Parkour Peaks by
That
2
was an
points.
insane launch up from Icarus at the end. Well done.
Wow,
being
this
able to
series
pull
will
that off.
continue.
Wow.
I cannot believe Icarus just pulled that off.
My goodness. A
What
lot
a
of
result.
1-point wins going on today.
Yeah, well, this is
I love
easily
this
one of the best tournament days we've had.
Yeah, Icarus was able to, even though he didn't have the height to get right onto the mountain, he was able to stay calm, cool, and collected and kind of find his way up there. And all you needed was one of those gems. Yeah, that was...
Alright, with Icarus having his pick now, we could easily be seeing this one go to a game 5, especially with that momentum shift of Eguy not able to close out on Parkour Peaks.
Yeah, we'll see how Eguy takes that mentally.
Yeah, Eguy unfortunately has struggled with that when momentum starts to go against him. Eguy saying Ashford catch him strikes again. But I don't think you can blame that one off to Ping. I think Icarus actually played at least as good as Eguy. Eguy got really greedy with a lot of the lines and just sacked way too many gems. You can't afford to sack that many on Parkour Peaks because sacking one is literally the spawn.
Yep. You have to just be clever with your routing and how you're positioned going into the next spawn while still getting the last gem. It's pretty tricky. Are we going into Ashburn now?
Yep. And the map is going to be Q-Bile here. Now, a little bit
Icarus territory.
lore tidbit as well. Last year, these two faced off in the Swiss rounds, and Icarus picked Q-Bile against Eguy. Back then, Icarus was not a very good player, and Eguy was heavily favored in that series, but Icarus came very close to taking Q-Bile off of Eguy, who is traditionally not very strong at this map. Icarus also, since then, has the world record on Q-Bile. So, despite it being a very ping-heavy map, I do think we could be seeing a strong performance here out of Icarus. And yeah, we're on
We'll
Hillsborough.
see how he does after a year of improving at an incredibly exponential rate, must I say.
Yeah. Well, if it was exponential, he would probably be like Magnus Carlsen, and the rest of us are freaking new to chess. But yeah. Are you joining Hillsborough?
Oh wow, I'm so slow. I thought we were in Ashburn. Okay, I'm getting in Hills. I was like, where is everyone? Alright, we're in.
Yeah, Eguy maybe going to be a bit nervous coming into this one after dropping the last game. He knows Q-Bile is not one of his strengths, and Icarus is very good at it.
You guy needs to focus like really hard this game. You can't let the pick discourage him. Otherwise the game will be over from the start.
Pretty high value spawn up on the hill already. Eguy very comfortable with the lines required to pull this off, and he's going to win that one. But there's a blue right
Wrong side of the hill.
position for Icarus, and he's had very good blue luck the entire season so far. It's not going to stop now.
They both have a super speed.
Another blue.
Oh, that's a...
Who can get
Whoa,
the
what just
last?
happened?
Eguy bounces over with the blue.
Eguy
That's one to
did.
Icarus. And he missed the respawn up here. That's a big lead already. And even 10 points on Q-Bile can be massive with how evenly split a lot of the spawns are.
Doesn't get the super speed, guy doesn't. Doesn't matter too much for this spawn though.
Yeah, you got a good position to close up the gap somewhat.
I guess he
But
did have a super speed.
Jack's so many gems that Icarus can kind of tie up the damage. It's interesting he prefers to default on top of the hill, whereas Eguy prefers to take the traditional approach of using the ramp to launch off of for the blue.
Slope can be nice. You can.
Icarus takes that blue too.
Doesn't need it. Yeah, wow.
Nothing on blues, so despite Eguy winning everything else, Icarus has the lead.
He's incredibly comfortable here. He can react to any blue from any angle.
Nice blast by Icarus. Not going to get any of the yellows actually though, so opportunity.
Maybe one. Salvage one of them at least.
Hillsborough definitely makes it an advantage on some of those fake spawns. Icarus with a mistake there, hitting the edge of that, not going to be punished for it too badly. The margins are just so razor thin on all these spawns, it's very hard to get an advantage without the boost coming into play. Icarus not with a great bounce off of that, yeah, with a good line.
Nice line from Eguy.
Yeah.
You have to really get creative for that spawn.
He's coming from a bit of an awkward angle. He's going to opt to slow down. And I thought Eguy was holding an Ultra Blast with the way that he was posturing there.
I feel like Icarus was confident that Eguy would try to sacrifice all his resources for that yellow and just try to clean everything else up.
Yeah, but that isn't exactly what happened. Icarus is going to pick the last red here. That cannot be a good idea, but he is going to get the blue. Eguy loves that. That could be the end of this game.
50 seconds left. They need another crazy blue on that shelf
it's
over there.
4-0 on blues. Icarus is the blue player of this tournament.
Yeah. It's only a 7-point lead though.
7 is a lot on Q-Bile, but obviously it can change with the spawn if one player makes a key mistake like we just saw Eguy do on that blue. I mean, if he didn't miss that, the game would be essentially tied right now. Next spawn, right next to Eguy.
Much better for him.
He's not clearing it super quickly though. Icarus going to be able to get a lot of that. He misses the Ultra Blast, Icarus does.
Good line for Eguy right here.
Great line
that's
for
gonna bring
Eguy.
him back up.
What's going to happen here? Icarus going to bite on the last right, and be rewarded for it. Next spawn right on top of Icarus.
Oh, they're gonna split this like there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just gonna wait out the clock. He can't be over here. And Icarus wins Q-Bile in another extremely close game. And guess what? If you guys secured that blue, you would have won by 1 point instead.
It seemed like at the end, Eguy tried to scramble around and find a dead gem that he could pick up, but they were all on the other side of the map.
Yeah, you can't do that with
Very
3
well
reds
played.
up for your opponent.
Very well played effort from both of them there. That was a really entertaining match.
Gonna have to see if Eguy decides to go with server or draft advantage. I cannot imagine he's in a great headspace after the way these last 2 games have gone. This has been a struggle.
Stakes have been raised. Computer restart coming from Eguy.
I'm gonna restart his computer, so. Frostfire saying you got for the 60-40 play. Yeah, it's gonna be randomizer.
I would say that in terms of map pool, I feel like randomizer is gonna favor Eguy more because I feel like he's more knowledgeable on how to play every map.
Yeah, there are some maps Icarus just refuses to really practice.
For good reason, I'm the same way, but it's gonna help Eguy out for sure. He just needs to keep his head up a little bit. Very high cortisol match. Yeah, I have a high cortisol just watching it, yo.
Looking at the achievements that Icky got that game, he was last Red Warrior, of course, and won despite losing more spawns than his opponent. So less than 50% of the spawns he won, but because they had blues in them, he was able to secure the win.
Wow. He does pick up last reds a lot, I've noticed. Very like classic player. He did say he played a lot of MBU in the day, so that's probably how
Yeah, he likes to push tempo a lot with that.
it can be an advantage for sure. If you see your opponent trying to prep and they're going out of their way, especially on a map where there's not a lot of power-ups, sometimes running the clock up.
It also just puts a lot of pressure on them to not have any real time to think.
Yeah. The only thing is it's also kind of a gamble because you don't know where the next spawn's gonna be.
Yeah, he positions really unconventionally compared to other top players when it, like just watching on Q-Bile. And Q-Bile is one of his best maps, and he did convert here despite not having ping advantage. But he's just standing in very weird spots. He picked up the last red in the trench area and wasn't punished for it. He just likes to go gambling a lot, and it has turned out for him. At least
And
so
this
far
match
in
it
the series.
definitely favored him, yeah. To be fair, if I didn't know anything about how to play this map, and I still don't, I wouldn't know where to default either. Alright, looks like you guys all good. Ooh, wow, what an... I feel like this pool definitely favors Eguy. Icarus is gonna ban Ziggurat or Sacred straight away, but Eguy needs Sacred to be picked. It's probably what he's gonna try to bend for.
How do you see this draft going? I mean, you got to pick Sacred just this morning against Babaruka and smashed him.
Yeah, he's pretty comfortable there. Another one of those maps where there's a very niche way to play it, kind of like Spires, kind of like PCC, which are also maps he's good at.
First ban coming through is going to be Vortex effect.
Oh, Vortex, wow.
Not what I would have guessed with Ziggurat into the pool.
Yeah, for real. I feel like that was a insta ban right there.
I think both of these players are going to try and force the other one to ban Ziggurat. I imagine we're definitely ending up on Tilo or Narrows.
Yeah, it'd be kind of lame if we ended up on Ziggurat, not gonna lie. Decisions. Narrow's definitely a Icarus favored map. Tilo, definitely an Eguy favored map, and then we got Ziggurat.
Yeah, Eguy himself banning Sacred. He knows that Icky has put some work in on this map recently to make it less of a weak spot in his pool. Apparently they played a practice game on it.
Yeah.
All right.
There he goes.
Icky blinks and Ziggurat is gone, so you guys are going to have his pick between Tilo and Narrows. Which one do you think he's going to go for?
The competition has dissolved. They're like, let's just play. I'm just here for a good time.
Now, Eguy has won Tilo before against NBO in Game 5, so that may be a bit of a comfort pick for him, although you would expect him to be quite good at Narrows. He's going to opt for Tilo, which I think might be the right choice.
After him. Yeah.
Gonna have to see. It's been a spectacular series. All of the last couple maps have been decided by mere inches.
I think Narrows was definitely more favored towards Icarus from what the way I've seen those two play. Tilo is, if I was Eguy, I would have picked Tilo too. All right, here we go.
Eguy trying to pull off the reverse sweep. Never mind. We're going to Ashford.
Oopsie daisy.
Ashburn appears in my server list. If you're just joining us, we're headed into game 5 between Icarus and Eguy. Eguy winning the first 2 games, then picking his best map, Hardcore Peaks, losing it by 2 points. And now here we are, match point.
On a map that Eguy is very comfortable on, I imagine.
Ashburn Catchem strikes again.
This poor server can't take all this. There we go. Best marble win.
There we go.
Everyone's donger is raised. This is serious.
Ready, set, go.
I guess the gyro, which will help him out a lot for sure.
Respawn's very forgiving here. You guys are gonna get a good one there.
It's very easy to get comfortable to just fly off. Yeah.
Going back up top, Icarus has the gyrocopter ready to go. You can try and chain it with the super speed pickup, but that may end up being a bit too greedy for the spawn. He does end up using it to get the yellow. Nice wall hit. I've never seen someone do that. But Eguy overshoots the
I
yellow.
ended up getting both the yellows into that spawn.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, with a small lead. A lot of airtime on that one, though.
Has blast advantage at least.
Yeah, 6-point lead for
That might have
Eguy.
done something for him.
And the next one should be very favorable.
Favorable,
He's actually going to commit the super speed, go out of bounds, and share the yellows. So nicely done by him, knowing the time that he would be allotted with the respawn. And instead of trying to chain the super speed, he uses the super
Good
jump
line there.
immediately.
A little bit too high.
Not going to be the end of the world here. I think Eguy didn't jump down to the bottom. He's going to commit the blast there, get it over, and distract Icarus. Also nice super speed there.
Denying all the gems with the super speed.
Yeah,
from
had
you
good
guys.
momentum for the last couple spawns as well. Icarus going to have a nice line to pick up that yellow, but you gotta get the remaining one uncontested. So, lead beginning to accumulate here for Eguy. 12 points is a good percentage of the total gems that have been picked up.
They're gonna share everything here.
Yeah, and sharing everything is not going to be acceptable for Icarus if he needs to come back into this game, but there's a lot of time left for him to do it.
Smart of him to not jump and just use the blast, knowing that the slope would bump him up there. Let's see. Very nice lines and opportunities for you guy here.
Yeah, I half expected him to get the super speed there, but it's going to be smart for him to save it. Will he use it backwards? No, he actually
Clearly,
uses it
yeah.
forwards.
He's very comfortable setting himself off the map to just respawn faster.
Yeah, the respawns on Tilo in particular are quite forgiving, other than this portion of the map where they're going towards right now.
Yeah, this is a rough section to play in.
Like a marble chain here, lead still holding steady around 13 points, and the blue for
Got our
Icarus,
first blue.
he needs to make this one work. And they're going to
Wow.
share it, so that's huge. Oh, no, they don't. Icarus doesn't get it. And
Yeah, how did Icarus miss that?
I don't know how he didn't pick that one up. Really, the first blue that it feels like Icarus hasn't picked up this tournament. And Eguy going to hold on to a 15-point lead, forcing Icarus to maybe get some not great last reds. Things are starting to fall apart for him here.
These two.
Eguy slowing down the game a lot.
It's possible. Yeah, he's time wasting.
Another blue
Did he go for
here.
the edge hit? Oh, he tried it.
Yeah, going for the respawn. Icarus going to have to get a better respawn because Eguy took the bad one, but wait, he doesn't have the blast to get up to the blue. The blue is going to go uncontested again for Eguy.
Eguy had that momentum.
He's got to be feeling confident.
That one.
Icarus needs to find something very soon. Great blast from Eguy. The spawn is going to reward him for it as well. Lead now into the 20s.
Oh no, wasted a super speed too, trying to recover.
Yeah, respawn will be okay, but he needs to start winning these spawns significantly. And Eguy has just played so well to be prepared for all of these spawns. I am extremely impressed with what we're seeing from him. He is keeping mentally stable in the face of adversity here, and really doing what a lot of people did not think he could do, and prevent the reverse sweep from happening.
He was able to salvage that blue on the bridge despite Icarus being way closer to it. I think that's when things turned around. Not turned around.
1 minute to go. This would have to be the greatest minute Icarus has ever played on Tilo. Blue will present the opportunity.
Eguy got caught on it. Just better positioning and better.
It's back, and Icarus hits it this time. The Blues refuse to let Icarus not take them. Lead down to 12. Icarus has done the amount of work he needed to at the start of this minute.
Oh, not enough. Oh, okay.
And Icarus is going to get a good line here. We'll respawn very close to the yellow. Gets that before
all the
you guys
yellows
here. Wait a minute. This is starting to look possible.
There is a lead.
There's
a blue right there.
And Eguy gets the blast, knocks him away, but he is in no man's land for the rest of this one. Icarus going to get everything else. He's going to gamble on the last red. Will it be high? Will it be low? Eguy up here to answer. Eguy with the super speed over here. He just has to hold it together. He's won the game. Icarus misses the yellow. Eguy is going to win. Game 5 goes his way. And I think we're all happy to see him be able to conquer the demons in this series.
Icarus was looking a little dangerous at the end there, though. That was a little threatening.
Yep. Very good stuff. Very awesome series. All 5 games. Well, all 4 games after Spires. Very competitive there. And Eguy, congratulations. Talk us through that series. How are you feeling after it?
I was so I fully believe that I was cooked.
Well, clearly you weren't.
I thought I was gonna. I thought I was gonna choke after the 2 losses, and then I thought I was gonna choke in the last minute of Tilo.
What part of the game did you feel the most discouraged, and that you had to like turn yourself out of that mindset?
Definitely after losing Q-Bile. I mean, like I missed like 3 blues by a hair, in that game, and then just. Yeah, I think having a little time to reset myself. Oh, and also, I got a pop-up notification with like 2 minutes left in Tilo that covered up my power-up box.
Oh no.
So, I basically just played with the... Yeah, no, oh my god, I really thought I was gonna... Anyway, I picked Tilo because I had some randomizer success there after blowing a 2-0 lead last year. Partially that, and also just like, I don't know, it was a gamble. Like Narrows, I know we're both pretty good at. Tilo, I had no idea.
I definitely think Tilo was favored more towards you for sure.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, I played, I think one of the best Tilo games of my life, honestly, except for like that 20 seconds in the last minute.
Yeah, I mean, were you getting a little scared there when he was clawing back up?
Oh, I was scared shitless.
That's rough, man, when people do that. That was like a theme with me and DK the entire game was
yeah,
thinking you have it in the bag and then looking at the scoreboard and suddenly he's only 5 points shy of winning.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I lost on my nuke button, so.
Yeah, tell us about that. What caused you to decide to commit both Parkour Peaks and Spires into Icarus?
I knew I needed a win. Like, I was up 2-0 and I saw a win.
Was that in the plan, or did you make that decision on the fly?
That was in the plan if it was match point. If it wasn't, if I was like down somehow. Well, first of all, I thought that he was going to pick first. So my plan was like to start with Spires, and then depending on the game, I would either go for Parkour Peaks or something more conservative. So, but Spires was always part of the plan, and I guess that ended up being the real the real nuke button. So yeah, I'm relieved. I was more than anything.
Well,
Yeah, definitely a
Just-
needed win in your gem hunt career.
yeah, it was looking pretty rough, but you picked up 2 wins today. That moves you up
Yeah.
to 3 in the division and really starts to separate you out from John, Turk, and Bobby. So do you feel like you can continue to build on this momentum?
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely. I'm glad that I got a result, like a meaningful result against someone who's really at the top of the top. Because for a while it was looking pretty dire. I got swept by Connie, and then lost MBO. So I'm just glad I was able to pull it out.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
and the
he
recording
played
here.
really well on Parkour Peaks, and I do think that also there were a few gems I lost because of his incredible ping, but that doesn't take away from anything.